Hello and welcome back to the Earthstar Charbred channel. I am your host, Earthstar Charbred. This is another pick a card reading. It's kind of like a continuation of yesterday's where it was messages from a past life. This one is who was I in a past life, okay? We have pile 1 for Clover, pile 2 for Peace, pile 3 for the Golden Rainbow, pile 4 for the Daisy, and pile 5 for the lightning bolt, okay? So disclaimer, remember to always use your discernment and do what comes naturally to you. Not everything will resonate. That's okay. If it doesn't fit, don't try to make it. Please keep your health in mind while doing breathing exercises. Don't overdo it. Make sure you know your limits. There are many ways to use your intuition. Some pick by their favorite color, number, stone, etc. Some go by the first thing that comes to mind or by the first thing that they see. It always depends on you. However, if you are new to your intuition, here are a few ways to activate it. 1. Make sure there are no distractions. 2. Pause the video during the selection process. 3. Sit still while facing the video. And 4. Close your eyes, clear your mind while repeating the title of the video while taking 3 to 5 deep breaths. Alright, you're going to inhale through the nose and you're going to exhale through the mouth. You can also roll your neck from side to side if you want to relax yourself a little bit more. Once you feel like you're centered or you're melting into your chair, you're going to go ahead and open your eyes, and your eyes should fall upon a chosen pile. Okay? If you have been rolling your neck, I would suggest to make sure your head is back centered before you open your eyes. The second way you can do this is to close your eyes and cover them with your hands to make sure no light is getting through. As you repeat the title of the video and do your breathing exercises, the shape and or color of the chosen charm will appear. If more than one color or shape appears, check out each of those piles. It is normal to choose more than one. Again, if it falls above or below or on the pile, then that's your pile. If it happens to fall between a pile, whether it's above, below, or dead center, you're going to want to look into those two piles. Another thing is that say your eyes go to one as soon as they open and then they immediately dart to another, like say it goes immediately to this one, you're going to want to look at pile 1 and then pile 4 or whatever piles did that for you, okay? So with that being said, go ahead and take a minute, do your breathing, do your meditation, make your selection, and I will see you on your selected pile, okay? Hello, pile 1, and welcome back. If you've chosen the Clover, you are at your pile number 1. Okay, so I'm getting a few things with this thing, alright? So we have this spread, and then I am going to get into the general messages about who you might have been, and it kind of gives me an idea who you were back in a previous life, but it also gives me a couple storylines of what could have happened to you as well, which is actually pretty interesting. So when I'm looking here in the Harry Potter deck, we got the Hungarian Horntail, we have the Exploding Bonbons, and then we have Harry's Wand. So a few things here is basically telling me there's like 3 different storylines. I've been kind of noticing that with the Harry Potter thingies that have been coming out regarding like what comes out versus the stories that I'm getting. So with this one, it looks like, okay, so the first one that we got is somebody who is more of a conqueror. We have the Ace of Swords, Death, 9 of Wands, 3 of Pentacles, King of King of Cups, Knave of Wands, which is basically the Page of Wands, and then you also have the 7 of Pentacles, the Sun, and then 3 of Swords. Okay. So with this card, it makes me think of the Fates. Now with the Fates, they usually would cut the thread of life once somebody's life has come to an end. They cut the thread for it. Okay, so I'm guessing like with this one, with the Conqueror, somebody was really, really good at what they did. So we could also be talking about like maybe, because it's giving me Medusa a little bit. You know, how the guy went and killed Medusa, took the head back to the Kraken, and turned the Kraken into stone in order to save, I think, Athens, was it? One of those, Greece. So we got Greece out here with this guy or girl. She's all dressed in armor, so you might be thinking of like, the knights, medieval times. Um, I'm also getting Chinese or some type of Asian. This is giving me Chinese. It's giving me very like imperial. But with the sun, like it's a sun card, right? And the sun's supposed to be illuminating like good things and stuff like that. But the way the face is and the way the sun looks like it's going down, like it's giving me do I have the card out here? No. But my autumn card that I have, it shows the sun going down over the sea, and it kind of looks like that, like the sun's going down, like it's the end of some type of era. Now with this one here, it, like I said, it's looking like somebody was a big conqueror. They were really good at what they did. They went to war and they won a lot. They killed a lot. Um, it looks like at one point in time with peace, Nine of Wands is like, with this one, it's talking about peace. And with the Three of Pentacles, it's giving me at some point in time like something unified. Something, so like say for example, like these guys got together and decided, like it's time to stop fighting. Let's be all become one, unite, like become one front, and then we can all live in abundance with the King of Cups here. The Knave of Wands, the Page of Wands, is basically saying, with this one, it's saying about broadening your horizons. So maybe something wasn't enough and they wanted more. So they went out to get more. And we have the Seven of Pentacles here, which is like harvesting reaping, kind of reaping what you sow. Like you sow you lay your plant, you plant your seeds, and then you watch it grow, and then you harvest what you planted, right? That's basically what this is. Oh, this is also giving me in a sense of something coming down to collect. So say, okay, so with the Three of Fates, somebody's life has come to an end. Somebody's reign has come to an end. They showed, depending on what they did, they could have been good or they could have been bad. It all depends. Okay? But with this guy looking like all ugly and stuff, with the head, holding the head up and stuff, I'm getting like they were on the side of good, right? Now, what I'm also getting here too is that because when I look over here, it's giving me maybe like a triangle of some sort. Also, too, like with the three of these women here, somebody could have had a harem of women. So maybe somebody had a lot of women, or just concubines. Oh, I just noticed something. So you got the Three of Fates, right? And then you got the Three of Pentacles. It looks like with this person looking forward, these two look like they're kind of looking at each other. And then it's the same with this one, well, kind of not at each other, but like this one's kind of like looking like this, while these two are looking away. It's giving me maybe like, say somebody is married, and this could be a sibling, an in-law, sister or brother-in-law, and they're doing something behind your back. And they want all this great abundance, but they can't do that if you're still alive. Because we go also come over here. We got poison, cardinal. You know, somebody created some type of poison to create some type of obsession. Ooh, wait a minute. Curtain call ending. So yeah, somebody could have messed with your... Somebody was determined to create an ending. Okay, so up here, we have somebody with the... We have the Earth Star Tribrid. So somebody who has it all, right? This could be also a sense of like somebody who has multiple marriages and they want to get rid of this third party. Somebody was seen as somebody could have been seen as greedy. This is giving me kind of like what's his name, King Henry. How he always wanted more, and then whenever he didn't get his way, he always offed off one of his wives. But this is giving me kind of like in a reverse. So somebody up here had everything, had it all. They got too greedy, became a karmic twin. With the like I said, there's the two again. So there's something about a three, like a throuple of some sort, maybe, or maybe somebody didn't know they were in a throuple, like that third wheel shit. Because you always got somebody here that's always left out. They're always left out. They're always left out of the group. They're in the group for whatever reason, but they're always being left out. And then with this, conquest, defeat, destruction of others, degradation, dishonor. So somebody found something somebody found something out. So somebody found something out. So like say this empress, man or woman, doesn't matter, but say this empress found out and went to like a witch doctor, because we got Harry's wand here. And then we got the wand over here. Maybe somebody wanted to create some type of chaos to make sure they wouldn't reap the benefits of like somebody else's hard work, whether it was in a marriage, because you know you can be in a marriage for like 20 years and then like your husband decides to get with somebody younger, for example, right? And you're just like, no, and you think you're just going to take everything that's fine. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. So it looks like this. Looks like something like that. Now, she could be trying to, like, even if she's not trying to end the man, but she's trying to end whatever throuple shit this is. You know what I mean? Like, this could be her being like, no, that's not happening. We're gonna dead that right now, okay? So if she goes to a hierophant, right, that basically told her, like, hey, he's fallen out of love with you, he wants to get with her, he's no longer in love with you anymore, he wants to just, you know, leave things in the past, just remember the good times or whatever. Like, that's what the Six of Cups is here is coming as. That's what it looks like he's telling her is happening, and it's happening rather quickly. And she wants to end it. She's determined to end it. We got Capricorn out here. Pisces, Sag, Cancer. Aries, Libra, Capricorn, and Cancer again. We got Pluto, so that's death and rebirth. So that's where I'm getting with this magic, right? So she's looking for a way to affect maybe somebody's health, fitness, analytical nature, organizations. Like, she's trying to end he or she is trying to end something, right? And it looks like by use of moon magic. And this is giving me something that's got to take some time to do. It's giving me the scene in Harry Potter where Hermione had to make, it was a Chamber of Secrets where they had to make the polyjuice potion. She said it's going to take a month to do this. And they're like, a month? And they're like, yeah. But what other choice do we got? So whatever this is, it takes time, luck. This is like fortune, luck, and or something else. I forgot what this. I'm still learning this stuff here. Okay. So that was something they had to make. That's the potion here. So this looks like to be a warning of some sort that whatever this is could cause an obsession. So somebody probably put a love spell on somebody to make them stay with them. I'm also getting something in along the lines of like somebody being obsessed with doing moon magic in order to gain all this stuff. Like they'll use, like say they meet somebody who is very, very gifted or has potential to have like a lot of money, or like somebody sees somebody as an opportunity, right? They get greedy. They know they're a karmic twin, but they're still gonna make make it seem like they're gonna put a mask on, right? So reckless spending. So this could be somebody who's definitely material over the heart. Definitely money over the heart. Do I have any other storylines that I have to get out? No, that was pretty much it. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so now I'm going to get into what your messages were. So, okay, so we got Bonnie and Clyde. So we got the two people, right? So maybe a man and a woman, like I said. Because we have the Emperor and Empress, and you got the Queen of Swords out here. So there was some type of third party, third wheel. Whether it's a sister, some type of in-law, I don't know. Or like I said, this whenever I said the harem of women, maybe this could have been she could have been the empress because we have the Asian lady out here. So to say this is like China, and the emperor has concubines. Maybe she's not doing what she needs to do. Whether it's like to give them children, you see, like this looks like children. Maybe they're not giving because, like I said, the Henry VIII, where it's giving no girls or no boys, just only girls, or something along those lines. It could be something like that. But she's doing what she can to make sure she stays out of it. Somebody's definitely, like I said, and somebody's definitely coming in between a marriage. That, and like I said, somebody was definitely a conqueror in another life. Definitely prospered. For sure prospered. Alright, so we got Bonnie and Clyde. Robbers, burglars, murderers. We have Libra. Mistress. We got the Freemasons. We have Pharaoh out here. We have plain lands, children, something about the children. Maybe somebody couldn't give them children. And that's what the concubine was for, baby mom and baby daddy. Or maybe the concubine was able to give him boys, and she was only able to give girls, or maybe nothing at all. Because it's giving me the Catherine the Great. Or not the Catherine the Great, but Catherine, Henry VIII's first wife. We got narcissist. We have genius masterminds. Fable fibber. Wrath, rage. Leo. Neptune, dreams, illusions, psychic receptivity, vagueness, uncertainty, god of the sea, and Pisces. We have member of the Fae community. Ooh, Dark Ages. Like I said, medieval times, 500 to 1000 AD, steady rise of the Christian church. Long hair. Look at that, Ming Dynasty. Cultural brilliances, sea voyages, Forbidden City, and completion of the Great Wall. And I said, like you were, like when you were doing the conquering, right? That with this one is exploring, expanding your horizons, and that's the sea voyages. Looking for more places. We have goat, um, the Chinese zodiac. Well, again, Chinese zodiac. The goats out here. These dates could be significant to you in some way. We also have Venus, fertility, beauty, and enthusiasm. Taurus, Libra. We have interstellar missions. So somebody, like I said, like there's more than one like solar system, right? So maybe you also had a life in a different solar system. You never know. We also have first house, which is Aries. We have that air sign is a legend. We got Slaver, and that's coming up around the Dark Ages and Pharaoh. We also have Hourglass, and we have the Hourglass also in the confirmations deck here. Somebody could have had a body built like an hourglass, or like I said, we got the Pharaoh. Whenever I think of this hourglasses, I think of like, because of the sand, it's more like Egyptian. Yeah. Simple life. It's another air sign, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Oh yeah, by the way, with the Ming Dynasty, we have culture. Oh wait, no, we already said that. Yes, I read that. Okay, I thought I didn't for some reason. Okay, so that lazy sloth, and then Zai Dynasty, semi-mythical first dynasty that laid the earliest foundations for Chinese civilization. We have the Shang Dynasty. Oh my god, we got another one down here. We got the Shang Dynasty, elaborate bronze casting, early oracle bone writing. Whenever I was talking about maybe somebody went to like some type of witch, like sorcerer or wizard, like somebody who was going to do some type of spell work. For all we know, the Empress was the one that knew how to do that. Okay, so King Dynasty, the final. Oh my goodness, the final Imperial Dynasty. What did I say? It was the final. It was the end of an era. So you did very, very well for yourself, and now it was time to end. It was the end of an era. We have the Chinese zodiac of the monkey. Dates might be significant. We have merchant, supernatural being, dark black, and death magic. And we have Slayer. Remember when I was sitting there saying like this looks like kind of like somebody who slayed Medusa? Maybe you were like a monster slayer in a sense. Maybe in a different world, maybe a different time. Best friends to lovers. Ancient Egypt. Along the Nile. Iconic Great Pyramids. The Sphinx. Pioneered early medical and mathematical breakthroughs. Good lord. Braces, not necessarily actual braces like on the mouth, but maybe like somebody who's been in a lot of war or whatever. Maybe somebody had to wear an arm brace, a leg brace, a back brace. I don't know, something. We have gluttony, and that right next to that was pig. Oh, we got cheater. Maybe that's in the sense like not one woman isn't enough for this person. We also have average. Somebody could have been like average good looks. Like I said, Henry the. I would not have soon. I don't understand why people talk about how much. Oh, she truly loved him. I don't see it. I don't see it at all. He's not attractive. I've seen his pictures. No. Okay. And then on top of that, he's beheading women left and right. What's dude? Oh, look at that. We also got janitor, cleaner, maid. Maybe somebody say somebody of lower class took the captured the eye of somebody who was up at like really up in high class, and this pissed off an empress. And then that's when she did the dark and death and black magic, whatever. Or flip it or reverse it, right? Like, because it's giving me that movie Dark Shadows with Johnny Depp and Michelle Pfeiffer, where like Johnny Depp's character was in like not in love, like he was lusting after this house servant who happened to also be a dark witch, but he ended up falling in love with some other girl, and she went out of her way to like turn him to kill her and then turn him into a vampire. And look at that scientific research institute. I'm getting this in the sense that maybe somebody was a scientist in another life, especially if you did any type of hierophant ritualism work, like you obviously would do alchemy, maybe in ancient Egypt or in China or Chinese, or some type of Asian. You did some type of like elixirs or potions or anything like that, maybe for medicines, because we did get mathematical and medicines as well. We got advancements. We got the Tang Dynasty, cosmopolitan culture, advancements in poetry, printing, and arts. Mated for life. Again, somebody could, like the Empress and the Emperor. Somebody was like, you know what? If I can't have you, nobody can. Basically, that's what I'm getting because it's falling under the cheater and the narcissist area. Then we have White Witch. We have family life. And then authority. So somebody could have been an authority. Somebody could have a family life or was about that family life. And wasn't going to like separate from like maybe this Queen of Swords was trying to interrupt this marriage or whatever, and it was coming in pretty quickly, and she was just like, no. The message was delivered to either him or her. They got the message, and they're just like, nope, we gotta cut her loose. And that could have been what that was. All right, that's all I got for you guys for pile 1. Thank you for tuning in. If you picked another pile, I will see you there. If not, I will see you guys on the next one. All right, like, share, and subscribe. Love y'all. Bye. Hello and welcome back to pile number 2. One sec. I had to double check to make sure that I wrote down the timestamp. So welcome to pile number 2. If you've chosen the peace symbol, this is your pile number 2. Alright, so what I'm getting a lot with this one is somebody tried to sacrifice somebody. You either sacrifice somebody in another life or they tried to sacrifice you. Because I see a group here. We have the 3 of Cups, 4 of Swords, 10 of Cups, 7 of Wands. Then we have 20, and I want to say this is the, what were you? I don't think, were you the Hermit? I don't think you were the Hermit. Were you the Hermit? Judgment. Your Judgment. I thought you were the Hermit. Where's the Hermit? Hermit would be the Hanged Man, I think. Would it be the Hanged Man? No. The Hermit's there, the Hangman's there, Hermit. The Hermit. Okay, so that, okay. Alright, so yeah, so that's Judgment. Okay, normally I would read this like this, but I'm being more inclined to read it like up and down. Okay. So you got a group of people here who are in their heads about whether or not they should say, and the fact that I have a bunny out here, and then where's the other one? There's the rabbit right here too. So, and what I'm getting is like the rabbit's more is thought as prey. So maybe they're in their heads about whether or not they should sacrifice this rabbit. And the reason why I'm saying sacrifice is two things. One, look at that. Like, are you kidding me? And I just noticed something. The reason why I picked up this card is because I noticed something about that card. Do you see that child? It's blonde. You look in the judgment. Look in that pot. Look in the cauldron. Alright? So this is what I'm getting. And then the other reason why I'm thinking sacrifice, this one too, but mainly because of this over here. This says the hanged man. And right here, it says sacrifice. Okay? Now, what I'm getting with here, because you got the Hierophant. Yeah, that's the Hierophant. And then you have the Queen of Pentacles. And then you got the Ten of Cups. So they were hoping, so somebody had it in their mind. Okay, so somebody had it in their mind, or a group had it in their mind to whether or not, oh, what if that was their kid? Because I see abandonment here. Maybe somebody was trying to sacrifice their own child for something? But it looks like they decided to get... Okay. So I'm getting two different things. Like I said, when it comes to these things, these Harry Potter cards, every time depending on the amount that I'm given, I'm always given like 1, 2, or 3 situations, but there's other things going on over there too. But for the most part, for this one, I'm getting 2 types of situations. One, somebody sacrificed a child. That whether this was you as a child or you were the one that sacrificed a child, this is, a past life, something that happened in a past life. Somebody sacrificed a child that wasn't to be sacrificed. There was something about this child that wasn't to be sacrificed, okay? Now, that's one scenario. The other scenario is that, and in that scenario, a lot, like with judgment here, they're looking at this like, because, all right, we have the mermaid here, the mer person. The mer person is giving me the deity, right? Now, with this mer person, the hands are not out like they're trying to receive a gift. Their hands are behind their back as if, no, I don't want that. What makes you think I want that? I don't want that. No, you weren't supposed to do that, right? And because they weren't supposed to do that, we have the Five of Pentacles here. So somebody wasn't supposed to do something, and because they did it anyway, it gave them the Five of Pentacles. Maybe it gave them some abundance for a time, for like a little bit of time. But with the Five of Pentacles here, this is giving me like, no. This was, with the Five of Pentacles, this was giving me like, it lasted for a short amount of time and that was it. Maybe up to 5 years. It could be up to 5 months, 5 weeks, 5 months, 5 years, because 1 to 5. But then with this, like, so we have the Chariot, like they're rushing into, like, they're trying to give more offerings, right? Whatever they did didn't work, or they weren't supposed to do that, and they're trying to give more offerings as if they're trying to change their luck, but it's not gonna happen, okay? The other thing is that say you were part of a group, and this group had it in you because they think you were weak, you were the weakest one, that they could sacrifice you. like to give you up to a deity, so that way they can collect this 10 of cups. And we also have the Ace of Cups, and we also have the Ace of Wands. So they wanted abundance. They wanted because we got sacral chakra, so maybe something to do with, like, again, a child, again, or like something about your bloodline, your fertility. Again, look at that. It says birth of a child. I want to focus for a second there. So it's giving me like somebody tried to sacrifice, it didn't work, or say somebody tried to sacrifice you. You were their child, and they tried to sacrifice you, but because this seven of Wands is here, look at her. She's fighting them off like, yeah, fuck you. You're not gonna take me. You can eat a bag of dicks, kick fucking rocks, or you can get stabbed yourself. Whatever. And it didn't work. You probably got away. And now there's judgment. Okay, there's judgment here. Now this, like, deity is just like, hello, where's my sacrifice? Why didn't you give me my sacrifice? So now they're trying to, like they were supposed to get this, but now they got this instead. And now they're trying to figure out what they can sacrifice to give this deity in order to give them this Ace of Cups and Ace of Wands, but it's not happening. You see how she's like, no, you were supposed to give me that, but you didn't give me that. So no, I don't want this shit. I don't want all that. I wanted what you were supposed to give me the first time, but you didn't. So again, we have the Time Turner. So with this story, this could be in a sense of was somebody sacrificing a child that they weren't supposed to sacrifice, but they did it anyway. They're wishing they can go back in time because this is the Time Turner. This was given to Hermione in the third book, Prisoner of Azkaban, and she had to go back in time to, like, save people from getting, going to jail, being murdered, and stuff like that. So again, this could be not even just Five of Pentacles of just being poor. This could be, a lot of bad shit happening now because they didn't sacrifice. They didn't do the ritual right. This could be somebody who's very inexperienced and doesn't know how to do the rituals right. And because they didn't, it's now backfiring. Or that's what happened. This is stuff that's happening in the past life. Now, because this is a lot of the times when we're living our lives now, we're basically trying to break karmic cycles. So if this was you sacrificing somebody in a past life, you're here now trying to correct your wrongs. If you're doing this in one way or another, you're not correcting your wrongs. You're just continuing the karmic cycle. You're not breaking the karmic cycle. You're going to end up back to where you are. If you remember in one of the piles that I did for yesterday, when it was talking about messages from a past life, it was like, if you don't learn to break the karmic cycle, like, if you don't learn to break the cycle, you're bound to repeat over and over again. That's basically what the card said. So this is basically talking about the same stuff. It's just in repeat. Like, they were supposed to take a sympathetic and understanding person, friendly, loving, honorable, practical ability for meaningful expression and love, sincere interest in others. They were trying to sacrifice this person, but they were tricked. And when I say tricked, is like, they thought you were this bunny. It's like that wolf in sheep's clothing. Like, you seem sweet, you seem nice, you seem innocent, and then they tried to fuck with you, and then they get this instead. They're like, wait, look at his face. He's like, hold up. She's like, fuck you. Not gonna happen. It's kind of oh my goodness. Okay, if you've ever seen the movie Quest for the Holy Grail, it's a Monty Python movie, and in this movie, they go to this cave, and I think they were already warned about going to this cave because there's this bunny, there's this fierce creature that kills anybody who dares to enter. And they get there and they're waiting for this creature, and it's a fucking bunny rabbit. It's a little white bunny rabbit, okay? And this bunny rabbit is just sitting there just doing its bunny thing, and they're just like, that's it? It's just a rabbit. That's easy. He goes down there and he tries to get through, right? And this white bunny literally just jumps at the dude, lunges at him, gets him on the throat, and literally just bites his head off. This movie, it's a good movie, guys. I'm telling you. It's like, I'm not a big Monty Python person, but this movie, Quest for the Holy Grail, is fucking hilarious, okay? Because in the beginning, when it's like, what do you call it? King Arthur, right? And they're riding through I'm going to be quick about this, but they're riding through the woods. And instead of actually being on horses, he's pretending he's on a horse, kind of like how I'm doing right now. He's pretending like he's on a horse, and he's got this dude behind him with a pair of coconuts going, like, I'm telling you, it's a good movie. Check it out. Quest for the Holy Grail, Monty Python, alright? Again, I'm not big on any other Monty Python movie, but that one was fucking funny. You'll like it. I promise you. You'll like it. Alright, back to this. But yeah, so that's basically what they were thinking. They're like, hold on a minute. We were supposed to be dealing with the wabbit. You silly wabbit. And the wabbit's like, you silly wabbit. Or you silly goose. You know, tricks are for kids. You know, it's just like, haha. Neener. You thought. No. And then over here, we have Plunger, Fear, Rat, Fallen Twin, Sacral in reverse, Sagittarius in reverse, Chaos and Destruction. North, we have my Autumn card, my Water card, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. We also got Capricorn, Pisces, Aquarius, Pisces again, Scorpio, Leo, Sag, Gemini. Yeah. So, alright. So, it looks like over here, basically the same thing, but it's more or less there's fear in the fact that because you cleanse them out of your energy, that motorcycle just went off. But because you cleanse these guys out of your energy, like you found, like they tried to and it didn't work, and you realized who this group of, okay, so like say this is you in the middle of this group, right? You're thinking that all is love and light, and these bitches tried to fucking do that to you, and you're just like, no, I don't think so. You know, I'll either burn you or stab you, either or, I'm getting out of here. That's what I'm getting. So that puts some fear into them. We got Sag up here too, so it's good. I don't think they realized how adaptable you were. We got quick-witted. They didn't realize how resourceful you were, versatile, kind, and quick-witted. We had the rat, Chinese zodiac of the rat out here. Note the dates. Fallen twin, again, like this doesn't necessarily have to be just a two-person thing. Again, this could be a connection with another person or a group, and you fell off. You're like, yeah, no, I don't think so. You're not going to get, like, she's like, you're not going to get my sacral chakra. You're not going to take my freedom from me, because Sagittarius is about freedom. So you're not going to take your freedom from me. I'm going to keep that. And because that happened, you hear all that? Because that happened, that put the fear into them. And now there's chaos and destruction with North here, and winter, it's giving me more like death energy. And then you got fall over here, again, fall, like fallen, fall. And then you got Tirnanog in reverse, okay? So they're probably scared that whatever deity that they were praising to, because you didn't, or like, either way, either they made the sacrifice and they weren't supposed to make that sacrifice, or they tried to make a sacrifice and you got away. I mean, this could have been happening multiple lifetimes, but it put them in like a non-heaven type energy, so they ended up like going to hell and having to repeat the cycles. So you have angel and then the rabbit. Again, this is I'm thinking you will be more the rabbit. Again, put it where you are right now, because if you're in this type of energy where, I mean, it doesn't even have to be that deep of actual human sacrifice, but if you know that you this could be in the sense of like somebody selling their kids for money or something like that. You know, some shit like that. You're doing something that's sacrificing another innocent person, whether it's a child or just a person who's innocent and or a person who's really anointed. Okay? Because not everybody's, pure. All right, but they can be still anointed if they get out of their shadow side. So the angels got this person's back. We got the rabbit here again. Note the dates. Quiet, elegant, kind, responsible. Pisces. We have transformation, and because of that, it say you got away, right? It transformed you and your life into the fact that you found whether it's a true person, like your true other half, or maybe a group, an actual tribe of people that you know that you can connect with. That's your true, where they call it spirit tribe or some shit like that. Again, we got the Gemini. It's like the common, like the two. And then travel, wisdom, philosophy, higher education, law and religion, and ethics. This is kind of giving me in a sense that maybe you traveled, like say you learned about this, right? And you learned how to defend yourself against it. Maybe this is not something that it goes as deep as human sacrifice, but more in the sense of like somebody doing dark magic to you, and you know how to do return to senders, you know how to cleanse your energy, you know how to keep yourself on the straight and narrow, you know how to take things in moderation. All this stuff that they're trying to do to you is actually just backfiring. And they're wishing they can go back in time and not change what they did. And because of that, that's giving you the knowledge to know, like, hey, I have the ability to do this. Maybe I should learn more about it, travel somewhere, learn some more, and maybe teach others how to do it. That's what I'm getting with that. So let's get your messages. We have Royal Guardian. Again, I'm getting this with the angels here. We have the Ox. Okay. We have multiple lifetimes, less than 100. We have guinea pig. Somebody, like I said, somebody could have used you as a guinea pig, as a sacrifice. Somebody could have been, somebody could be funny now, but somebody could have been a comedian in another life, or somebody could have thought them as, it's kind of giving me like the full jester energy. Maybe somebody was a jester in a former life. Somebody shorter, so you could have been shorter compared to what you are now. We have 10th house. We have bodyguard. Frat boy. Again, frat. It doesn't necessarily have to be a frat boy. You could have been a frat boy in another life. But I'm getting more of like a brotherhood, maybe a sisterhood, a gathering, a group of people. We got arrested. We got second house. Age gap, 10 plus years. 12th house. Patriarch. Slavery. Freckles. Gratitude. Thick. Somebody could have been a thick in another life. We got younger. Maybe this happened to you when you were younger than you are now. We got writer and poets. Military. domestic terrorism / domestic violence. Cyber stalking. Now with cyber stalking here, what I'm getting with this is more like, okay, so with cyber stalking, you're online, you're watching people through the screen, right? Well, back in the days before computers, you would most likely use like a crystal ball or some type of scrying ritual to be able to like figure something out about somebody's past and what they're doing. It's kind of like remote viewing back in the day. This could have happened something in South America. Whenever I was thinking Aztec-y. I was thinking Aztec in a sense because like, all right, so I know like Aztec is in South America, but I'm getting more of like Inca, the way these guys are, looking a little bit. Maybe Inca, Aztec. Somebody went from rags to riches, and then we got a Scorpio. Oh, transformation. Somebody was rags to riches, and then there was some type of transformation, and they went into riches to rags. Because remember, I said like this probably happened for like a little bit. Like say that they were successful in sacrificing somebody who wasn't supposed to be sacrificed. It probably gave them some type of like leg up for a little bit, and then like it gave them rags to riches. So you got the Ace of Pentacles, and then boom, Five of Pentacles. So a transformation. Scorpio is a house of transformation, 8th house for death and rebirth. So it was the death of their finances, and they went from riches to rags in like a very short amount of time. And now they're trying to rush in and give offerings. And this bitch is like, no, I'm done. You weren't supposed to sacrifice that other one, or you didn't give me what you were supposed to give me. So now, you're screwed. And they're wishing they can go back in time and change something. All right. So that's what I got for pile number 2. If you liked it, like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what you think. And if you picked another pile, I will see you there. If not, I will catch you on the next one, all right? Like, share, and subscribe. Love y'all. Bye. Hello, welcome back to the channel. Okay, so we are on pile number 3. If you've chosen the golden rainbow, you are on pile number 3. Okay. So I'm getting 3 scenarios with this one, alright? For the first one is that somebody was projecting, and they succeeded. Whatever they did, they succeeded, okay? So with the 9 of Swords here, in the book, it was telling me about sending nightmares. Hold on, let me read it to you. I disturb your sleep with terrible nightmares. I heap upon you the hate, wickedness, envy, and fear that consume me. So I'm thinking like somebody... Okay, so say that you weren't at your strongest, right? Say that somebody was able to get into your head and project all these things upon you, making you feel like you, like it said, that all the things that they were feeling, but it wasn't you. That was them, okay? So, I'm getting medieval, I'm getting Greece. I'm actually also getting definitely Greece. Because that's Diana. So somebody could have been in a Greek, could have been Greek, but this is giving me something of reinventing oneself and coming back and taking back what's yours, defeating whatever energy was sent to do this to you. Because we have 3 of Cups here: resolution of a problem, conclusion, healing, satisfactory result, fulfillment, compromise. This is giving me more in the sense of what this person was doing to you. So this person, this could have been a mother figure, or this could have been just like somebody, some type of matriarch. Okay. A mother figure making it seem like you were all these terrible things, or you felt all these terrible things, just so they can get this. Okay. But, it probably worked for a time, but something happened, because we got the Tower moment over here. Something happened, you healed yourself. We have a healing, a bleeding heart, right? So this is giving me in the sense that somebody healed themselves. I'm getting like I saw the sign, but I'm getting like I saw the sun, like things like. Was no? There's another. I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. I can see all the obstacles in my way. More like that, okay? So the wheel has turned into your favor. Like, say this is you that was left in this Nine of Swords energy, and you reinvented yourself because this is pretty cool. Like, it looks like. So check this out. This could have been you at one point. Where you see how she looks with the dark hair, right? And then over here, it goes from that. It's like she took those swords, got herself out of that, and made herself like this bow and arrow, and reinvented herself, and is now this badass. Okay? That's what it's giving me. Somebody who, was. We have the Five of Cups out here, which is basically like being exiled, slandered, dealing with all this stuff, and then, you go into exile, you go into solitude, and you reinvent yourself. Because they're all happy that they have this. Because they took this Three of Cups, there could have been up to 3 people, took your happiness. Oh, I'm getting that scene where Lagartha told her, like, you took my home, my husband, my world, my happiness. You took everything from me. And what does she do? She's like, all I ask is that you let me leave in peace. I'm like, you dumb fuck no. That's just like, I was just like, oh hell no. And when Lagartha shot an arrow in her back and killed her, and she got that satisfactory out of it. Because we got over here, for the Harry Potter thing, we have the broomstick, we have the Quidditch equipment, quaffle, bat, and bludger, and then we got the snake. So this is giving me, like, with the Eight of Wands in a sense, like, you coming in with the quickness and beating the crap out of that snake. Like, you're going to take the head of the snake and like, no, 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 we're done. You're done. You're done. Completely done. So over here, we have Dharma, Virgo, Hamas, my bad. This way gives you protection. If it was upside down, it would be blessing. So in this way, you got the protection. Luck is on your side. The groups, friends, because we also have the Dharma wheel. Okay, so the Dharma is the opposite of karma. So karma, I mean, you can look at karma as good or bad, but Dharma is technically the good or the better version of karma. If karma is dealing you what you deserve in a sense of negative, Dharma will be the one of the positive. So with Virgo, you're looking at detail, analytics. So somebody is understanding, like, you in the past life, you understood what was happening. You ended up understanding what was happening. Because we got the Magician here. Okay, the Magician is somebody, I mean, there is deception, there's trickery, sleight of hand, but this is giving me more in the sense of, like, you understanding what they're doing and how to counteract that. One sec. Okay. So so it could have been like something from summer to following spring could have happened. Because we got masculine energy, we got Scorpio, which is about transformation as well. So healing a bleeding heart. Yeah, so you transform yourself, you healed your bleeding heart. One sec. Okay. So you could have healed yourself, you could have healed your finances, everything, and this created a tower moment. No, probably not. I mean, this could be a good tower moment where everything that you built came crashing down. Now you get to rebuild it. Or this is a tower moment for them because now you're going to. You didn't even have to do anything bad to this person. And this couldn't necessarily be the actual person. You know what I mean? Because Nagini was a Horcrux, a something that Voldemort created in order to do his bidding, right? So say somebody gave you a gift back in the day or whatever, some type of item that was cursed in a sense to do this to you, and you figured it out and you got rid of it. You switched everything up. It doesn't even have to be that deep as of a witchcraft or anything or a cursed item. This could be in the sense that, somebody higher up slandered you. Oh, okay. Now I'm getting the Snow White vibes. But I'm getting the Snow White vibes as in the okay. There's this movie with I think her name is Lily Collins. She played Snow White, and she was a little bit more of a badass of a Snow White in that one. And that's what I'm getting here. Like, she had an evil stepmother that just made her feel like complete shit, exiled her, or something like that. This is giving me now. I'm getting okay. So this is the second what you call it storyline. The first one would be definitely more of like witchcraft projection because we got the magician here. But now I'm getting in the sense of like maybe an evil stepmother or maybe a stepfather. Flip it, reverse it. Again, you could have been a female in another life. You never know. Uh, so the third storyline, where's that? Okay, yeah. So say over here that this is all the deceit that everybody's been doing against you, right? And then you reinvented yourself. You had the mermaid. See, I'm not getting in the sense of mermaid really, but you see how she's like flipping her hair back, like she's like, I'm all better now. I'm doing great. And you became the star seed. Somebody who's intuitive, understands the game. You're wiser. And then on top of it, you got pride here, okay? And I'm not looking at pride as in the sense of actually being prideful. Like, I see this more in a sense as like with heaven. Okay, so with heaven, the heaven card, I asked exactly what they wanted me to write down or draw for the heaven. So I specifically asked, with the pendulum and then the Scrabble letters, what they wanted me to draw on here, right? And this is what they gave me. They wanted me to do the book with the ear and then the key, right? So with that, I asked what that would mean for us as humans, right? It says heaven is the level up realm, meaning those in Tirnanog are angels but still have tests to pass. So the Tirnanog card that I made, if you watched, I think it was in the first one, in the first pile. Um, that's the realm of the Fae, fairy, mer people, all that other stuff, right? That's their realm. Their realm is to put you through tests. So let's just say that you pass on, you go into heaven, but it's not really heaven. It's called Tirnanog. It's called it's Celtic or Gaelic for the phrase "land of the young," the eternal young. Okay, so when you die, you go to the eternal kingdom. Now, when you go there, depending, because we can get into this if you want to, but like we're going to do that on another video. We'll go into the cards that I came up with the divine here. But you would go there, pass your tests. If you pass your test, you ascend into heaven. Okay, again, heaven is the level up realm. Those in hell can ascend to heaven, but they must pass the test of hell and then pass the test of Tirnanog before ascending into heaven. Once in heaven, you can then be leveled up to a guardian angel status. Heaven represents the number 12 to humans, divine order, wholeness, and completion of a cycle. Acts as a bridge representing cosmic alignment, structural foundations, and the transition into a new beginning. Again, you're reinventing yourself, okay? The divine is very proud of you for that, okay? Again, this could have happened in your adult years between 18 and 59, back in your past life. You had the fairy here. You could have fairy blood as well. Fae blood. Or lineage. It doesn't necessarily mean like your DNA has fairy blood in it. It's a term in which of like where your lineage came from. With the slander here, somebody could have been passing around false narrative about you having some type of something wrong with your no square down there, but unfortunately for them, you're pure, or you could just be abstinent, okay? And so obviously that was negative about them. That was negative information. People are disgusted. We got family and home and roots foundation. So there could be communication about this false narrative about somebody being like, if this was in reverse, this could be somebody who's in Jezebel energy, but it's not. It's not in reverse. So obviously your abstinence of whatever slander they were talking about to you was false, and it was most likely proven to be false because of your level up and the fact that you were able to like just remove yourself from the situation. You keep your distance. So we got knights here, we got Greeks here. We had Indian here. Not Native American, but just like India, like Bollywood India. Okay, somebody could be of the ethereal lineage. Then for your messages here, we have the sun, which is ego, sense of purpose, and vitality, god of prophecy. So that basically coincides with you becoming like the starseed. Like you could have been somebody who just reinvented yourself and became successful, right? And was able to prove all those rumors wrong. This could also be in the sense of somebody doing magic on you, you realizing that, and then being able to learn from it and counteract it, and then cause a tower moment to these motherfuckers. We have fire sign is a hater. We have Emperor again. Emperor is actually Aries energy too, so we also have a fire sign. This fire sign could be hater, Aries, Leo, Sag. Kingpin, so that could be the other storyline. Somebody could have been doing really, really bad dastardly things and then making it look like you did it. That could have been something. Like somebody tried to make it seem like to the law. Maybe a king or an emperor. They probably tried to go to a king or an emperor. Like say if you were somebody of high status and somebody wanted your status. That's the third. Okay, so that's the third line. That's the third storyline. Because I'm like, where's this other storyline? It's coming on here. Somebody could have been part of like a very, very high hierarchy. And somebody spread a whole bunch of lies and got you taken out of it. Like, yeah, somebody put you in the middle of something. depending on what it is. We got Richard Ramirez out here. We got rapist, burglar, murderer, serial killer, and child molester. So it could be a combination of those things. It could be more than those things. Like I said, it could be somebody saying like, oh, this person is an adult and they're messing around with little kids. Like, what? It's more of like, what? Hold the phone. Like, where are you getting your information? Because that's a defamation of character, you know what I mean? So it could be something like that, 5 feet and above. Divine Witch, MNOP. It's another fire sign. Fire sign is strong. Aries, Leo, Sag, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Pirates. Pirate is also under burglar because, you know, pirating, stealing. We also got sailor. Multiple lifetimes less than 50. We also got divine warlock coming underneath divine witch. We have goth. We have secret pregnancy. We have bus. Could be a group of people. Doesn't necessarily have to actually be a bus, but with a bus, there's how many people, like holds how many people, holds a lot of people. So it could be a group of people that try to slander you, maybe up to 9, or maybe even up to 10 people possibly. We got Empress coming right here with the Emperor. And then we got exercise. So somebody could have been I'm hearing like exercise the demons. Fucking Jim Carrey. But I'm getting like maybe some empress figured out what some other emperor was doing. Or somebody of higher status as high as them was doing something. So they cleansed themselves, they reinvented themselves, they exorcised the demons. Whatever was sent their way, it was exorcised. It's like, nope. Goodbye. Wax on, wax off. Okay. Show me yes. Show me no, please. Are there any more storylines that I need to go through? Is there anything else I need to say on this? Are we done? We're moving on. Okay. Alright guys, that's it what I got for you for pile 3, the rainbow. And if you picked another pile, I will see you there. If not, I will see you on the next one. Okay? Like, share, and subscribe. Love y'all. Bye! Hello, welcome to pile number 4. If you've chosen the daisy, you're on pile number 4. Okay? Now, we have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 types of storylines here, but very few cards. Okay, so this could be 7 storylines or 7 different types of lives. Okay, so we definitely have Egyptian out here hard. Okay, we also have, this is kind of giving me Moana vibes. So somebody could have been an islander, Hawaiian, Pacific Islands, wherever. But it's giving me Moana. Okay. You're gonna live somewhere by the this could be somewhere by the Nile also. But the way she's wearing her outfit and stuff is definitely giving me Hawaii. Then you have, okay, so you have 8, which is justice. You have the 6 of cups. You have the high priestess, number 2. The 10 of wands. The ace of wands. 14. What was 14? What was 14? 14. What? Temperance. Okay, and then you have the Knave of Pentacles. Now, this one here, this is giving me in the sense that with justice, somebody caused you to say a farewell. Okay, so there's a farewell here. That's either justice came in and created a farewell for you, and that was justice, or there's justice coming in because we got Ten of Swords right here, and then we have Judgment. And then we got the High Priestess. Okay, so there could be somebody high, like you could be if somebody of high honor with high, very, very high people on your side that is making sure that whoever put you in this Ten of Swords energy is going to be put in this Ten of Wands energy. And this isn't going to let up. This is going to be like a forever thing. Okay? Look at this. And then right under the Ten of Wands, we have the Nine of Wands. Expectations of difficulties and changes, awaiting tribulation, anticipation, hidden enemies, deception, discipline, order, a pause in a current struggle. Now, this could be, like, I'm getting, okay, like, say you did something bad. You did something bad. And the justice was that, look, was that there, like, it looks like somebody has passed judgment in the sense, like, yeah, you're guilty. Right? You're guilty for what you did. Now, say somebody did have to pass away, like somebody was executed, but that left the entire family burdened. Okay? But it was what it was supposed to be. Now with the Ace of Wands here, I'm getting more like a new beginning. So like say somebody was executed for whatever crime this was, left the family burdened, but it was divinely guided to do so. It did leave them burdened. It was divinely guided, left them burdened. But with this, I have the Ace of Wands, so that's giving me in the sense of like somebody was able to see like the silver lining in something, which allow them with the Temperance here, which allow them to balance stuff out and start fresh, like start new. We had the Knave of Pentacles. The Knave of Pentacles is somebody who's like beginning to understand how to make something work. This could also be like a franchise. Like say a company went under and you had to start back over. Something along those lines. But I'm getting more in the sense that somebody put somebody into some type of pain. Somebody did some type of crime that caused the Ten of Swords either to somebody else or, you know, the justice of somebody, you know, like say for example that it puts a stain on the family name and now the whole family's not invited to like the cookouts anymore. Like some shit like that. But like say they ended up moving somewhere else. Because we go from Egypt to like, I don't know, is this India? We got peacocks. Wherever peacocks are at. Okay? Maybe Greece. Maybe wrong. I don't know. Wherever the peacocks are at. But it looks like there was a move. And that move became beneficial. Like you're learning to start over. You're starting to build on new foundation. And then down here, because I feel like that's one storyline, right? Because again, we got Egyptian, we got Moana vibes. I am getting Greek. What is this guy? Is he Roman? I think he's Roman. I'm getting Greek. I'm getting Roman. Let's see what else we getting. I mean, we are getting a lot of European out here. We'll see what comes out in the messages here in a little bit. Maybe more will come out in messages, but yeah, that's what I'm getting. Egyptian, Roman, Indian, like India. I am getting medieval. Again, Moana. hearing Irish too. Okay, so, or Welsh, that's why. So we got the common Welsh. So somebody could have been Welsh in another life. So with this common Welsh, the green dragon is like the kindest of all the dragons. That was because you go to the Triwizard tournament, they had the 4 dragons. This was the kindest out of all the dragons. And then you got this Cornish pixie, and then you got the Dementor, and then you got this Grindylow. All the, like, it just gets worse. Alright? Because I believe the Grindylow will eat you. Like, I don't even think the Grindylow has a conscience. Like, the Dementor definitely has a conscience, but I think the Grindylow will just, like, eat you. Like, didn't care. So it just gets worse, okay? So that just means, like, the more that they try to send your way, the more, like, we got Ron's wand. Now, when Ron's wand broke, it ended up, whatever he sent out ended up backfiring and hitting onto themselves. Okay, then you got Buckbeak. Buckbeak ended up flying free, breaking out of prison, like, getting out of prison, trying to get out of whatever was always being thrown their way, like, all this negativity. And then, again, you got to reinvent yourself. You got Fox here, which is the Phoenix. So you made a move, you got out the way, everything started back, because we got, Buckbeak's flying, so you flew. You flew out the way, you got the fuck out of there. Alright, wherever you went, you ended up traveling, so you most likely travels. Do we got travels out here? I'm just looking to see if any of it says travels. No, none of it says travels, but maybe it's something like that will come out in the messages. Anyway. Page of Cups. We got the page of Coins, which is basically the Knave of Coins. So you're learning to love again. You're learning to rebuild your finances, your life again. And over here, mergers, intimacy, inheritance, running out of time, not a lot of time. Somebody was trying to deaden. So, okay, so with this over here, we got the West in reverse. So somebody was trying to end your relationships, contracts, marriage, partners, equality, sharing style, like divine twin. Yeah, somebody was trying to end your new beginnings, basically. But unfortunately for them, like, they ran out of time. We have West in reverse, so they weren't able to they weren't able to make the sun go down on your new beginning. Not going to happen. Why? Because you got an archangel on your side. That was one of the other cards that I was... This one and this one, the ones that are in this deck here, this one and this one were the ones that I recently just did to put in. This one, I asked specifically why Lumeria, so we'll get into that here in a second. But with the Archangel, they are the chief messengers and warriors. They deliver crucial revelations and major news to humanity. So yeah, like I said, you got out the way. Maybe you saw a sign somewhere that said for you to move. Like, maybe you were getting... Okay, so, like, maybe, for example, like, you were always being, somebody could have the Scarlet Letter, somebody look at you like, you're trash, you're no good, this, that, and the third, and then you just recently heard somebody, like, what do you call it? The town crier. Saying like, hey, if you go here, there's more opportunities. It's kind of like how they got people to come to America. Like something like that. The land of opportunity. Something like that. And you travel overseas to somewhere new, somewhere distant, somewhere nobody really knows you. And then you start over brand new. And it's just flourishing. Honk outside. And what's crazy is that they're still trying to do this shit. Like even when you move, like say you move, right? They're still trying to slander you. It's not happening. You're not getting any endings. You're not going to be lazy. They can't control the narrative anymore. There's no dark magic. They can't do nothing to you. They can't fuck with your career. They can't mess with your status or your stability. Nothing. We have Lumeria out here. Lumeria was getting crazy because we. I'll just show you. Look. These were the words that were coming out. Everything that I was getting on it. When I was asking, like, with my Scrabble deck, what Lumeria, what it's going to be, or why that was coming out, why they wanted me to do that, is the home of the gods. Between 100,000 and 105,000 gods and goddesses is made by, they were telling me, like, how they were made. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, how do you make a god? Like, I even asked, like, how do you make a god? And it said by mixing sundew, which is like the solar flares, with ice and steam from a comet and blend it with, because it said God ooze, and I'm like, so with God ooze? And it said yes, and I'm like, well, what the fuck is God ooze? And it said it's blended wheatgrass. And like, I was like, if you were to describe it to me in a way that I would understand it, what would it be? And it said blended wheatgrass. I'm like, oh, okay. And apparently they call it God ooze. I'm like, okie dokie. But yeah, we will get into a conversation with that in a second. But this is basically, like, no human actually goes to Lumeria, according to when I was asking. So this is like all the gods, all the higher ups. So not only do you got the archangels on your side, but you got the head honchos up there protecting you, making sure that you stay on, like, because like once you move, got you. We're going to make sure that they can't control. We got the puppet master in reverse. We're going to make sure that they can't control any of the narrative, your career, your structure, your foundation, nothing. That's what that's basically saying. All right, then we got water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, gang member. Somebody could have been a gang member in a former life. Somebody stalking in a former life. Somebody could have been a dark witch in a former life. You could have been dealing with the dark witch doing this shit to you. Because we have dark magic in the reverse right here. So whatever dark magic they were sending your way wasn't working. Central America, Central or Latin America. We got dragon. Put the dates. A crooked mechanic. Somebody could have been a crooked mechanic in a former life, or maybe this could have been another one of those scenarios where somebody was calling you a crooked mechanic, or somebody was calling you a gang member when you're not a gang member. Just trying to distort the narrative, make you seem like somebody you're not. Like they're trying to make whoever your persona that you are showing everybody is not who you are, even though it is. We also got below average. We got Canada. Somebody could have been below average, or somebody's job could have been below average. And that was one of the, something was below average. Canada. Somebody can be from Canada or used to live in Canada, had a life in Canada. Somebody could have been a snitch, rat, or informant in a former life. You have 8th house, which is rebirth, like death and rebirth again. Like, you were burdened, you moved, that was a death, and now you're reborn, like rebirthing your life over again. Energy vampire. Just so you know, people who go out of the way to make you look a certain way, especially if there are people who work around you or live around you, like your neighbors or your colleagues, your work cohorts, whatever. People who go out of their way to try to burden you in any way, shape, or form, get a rise out of you, get you upset, whatever, get you out, or trying to get you out of character, they enjoy watching you, writhe. You know what I mean? They like watching you squirm like a fish out of water. They will literally just watch you flop around and laugh at you while you do that because it's giving them energy. That's an energy vampire. They are siphoning your energy to take into themselves because their life sucks. They can't do nothing about it, so they go out of their way to make other people's lives miserable. That is an energy vampire. Another energy vampire is somebody that you're like in a relationship with and say that you were light and loving in the beginning and everybody who knew you before knew that you were like the life of the party, and then you get with this person who's slowly chipping away at you. That is another form of an energy vampire. You don't necessarily have to take this as literal term. You just got to think about the message behind it. What is it figuratively telling you? What is the metaphor behind it? It could be something along those lines. You could have had really beautiful eyes in a former life. You could have met a tragic end in a former life. Again, with these burdens here, depending on how bad the burdens are, you could have came back anew in a different type of life and doing it differently. What do you call those? Born again Christians? Then you got dreads. Somebody could have dreads in a former life. Again, that's giving me like that Moana energy. I don't know if they had dreads in Egyptian era. Then we got fired, crooked mechanic. Somebody could have said that this mechanic was crooked and ended up getting them fired. We got lover, shaman ancestry. You could have shaman ancestry. Concubine. Somebody could have been a concubine. Again, that's that slander. Somebody could have said that was what you were. We have success. Now, in the town that you're in, this might be a little bit successful. I mean, you could probably still get a job in places and you are going to have people who really know you for who you are. But at the end of the day, if you live in a karmic town, or if you did live in a karmic town, like, you know, the gossip, just word of mouth goes around, especially if you get the right people involved into the gossip. And when I say the right people, I mean like the right people as in like people will listen to what that person has to say because their word is gold in the sense. It could be something like that. Then you got third house, which is communication. Seventh house, which is I want to say family. I think it's family life. Family could have been doing this to you. Prideful. Do we have prideful out here? No, that was in the other one. Alright, never mind. Prideful. Somebody could have said you were prideful. Star guide. Giants. Somebody could have said a giant lie. Somebody could have been a giant in a former life. Like a giant personality or just a giant of a person. Just like, holy crap, like they're tall as shit. Like big person. Blood sacrifice. Somebody could have been a blood sacrifice. Again, we got this out here. With the Ten of Swords, like say somebody was like, where'd it go? Where'd it go? That dark witch, right? Somebody was doing dark magic and ended somebody's life. Somebody that was your divine twin, right? Somebody did that. And because you have like higher reach in the spiritual realm, you call out to your high priestess or whoever you worship, and they come. Hold on. Sorry, I thought I heard my kid running around upstairs. I had to make sure he was still in bed. Okay. Where was I at? Ooh, something just got deep. Okay. Say somebody found out you got into a secret marriage, right? You secretly got married. And they didn't like that. So they ended up making a blood sacrifice, and that ended up causing somebody else to die. It's kind of giving me that Romeo and Juliet vibe a little bit. We also got Rabbit out here. Note the dates. We have sorority. Again, this could have been a group of people. We did have... There was something else. This said something about a group. Concubine? No, it wasn't that one. I don't know where it went. But I think there was something here that said something about multiple people. Ah, gang member. That's what it was. It could have been a gang of people doing this. Again, it could have been with a gang member sorority. You're looking at maybe like a group of women. Maybe you were part of a coven. And they did you dirty. They betrayed you in some way. Maybe you fell in love. UVWX. Deserts. We got, I mean, that's very clarifying right there. We got all that sand. Got a lot of sand out here. A lot of sand. Okay, fighter. You're a fighter. You got through it. They could have said you are one or all of these things. We have mermaids / men. Same height. Greed. And government politics. This could have been about that too. Okay. Let's see if there was any more storylines that I missed out. Was there any more storylines that I needed to go through on for PAL 4? No. Did I say everything that needed to be said? Alright. Do I need to do anything else before I close this out? Nope. That's it. Okay. Well, that's all I got for you for pile number 4. Hope you enjoyed. Like, share, and subscribe. And if you picked another pile, I will see you there. If not, I'll see you on the next one. Love y'all. Bye. Hello. Welcome back to the channel. This is but the pile 5, the final pile. And if you chosen the lightning bolt, then this is your pile number 5. Okay. So... Quite honestly, I ain't even, like, listen, your former life, this is giving me straight gold digger vibes, but I ain't even mad at it, because this is a former life, and back then, in a former life, like, women had 2 jobs, wife or whore. Very rare did a woman actually have, rights or anything like that. They didn't even start getting rights until the 60s. Like, they weren't even women were not even allowed to open up a bank account until the 60s. And they weren't even allowed to have a business in their name until the 80s. Okay? So, I'm really not even mad about this. I'm not mad about it. Okay. So here you have the King of Swords in reverse. Now, when I looked this up in the book that it has for it, it's basically saying, where are you at? No, I was reading something else. So, the King of Swords. The Aztec Lady of Snakes, honor and disrespect my will, and you will be my most beloved subject. Okay. Somebody don't think like that. They're like, this lady's like, no, we're not going to do that, but I am going to make you think that I am, just so I can get, because I'm looking at somebody who is money hungry. We got the vein with the mirror, so somebody, greedy, vain, And with this cup runneth over. I'm not sitting here saying that this person wasn't very giving to this person, like king, that they were with. But I am also saying like they indulged. They overindulged. And then with this right here, this is giving me like maybe somebody originally had a life of crime. This is cause, okay. The fact that she's wearing green, that's in the brown. This is giving me, and with the medieval looking stuff right here, this is giving me Robin Hood vibes. So maybe somebody was a thief, and they're thinking about maybe thieving. Or maybe they're thinking, because okay, so over here with the Four of Cups, she's looking all bored. Maybe she's thinking about how she used to live her life freely, or whatever. Or maybe this could have been a old past life that she could have been in, and she's remembering it. Or we can just go with the fact that somebody used to be in power at one point and then came out of power and is now like, so like say one of your past lives you were somebody who was in power, right? And now in this life you're not somebody who is in power, right? You're not that masculine energy, you're that feminine energy, and now you got to learn how to do things a different way, right? So you got to learn to be like harem, concubine, something along those lines. You gotta sleep your way to the top, basically. And with the Seven of Swords here, this is basically telling me, in the book, it's telling me, like, I'm beautiful, I'm vain, I'm young, I can get what I want because I'm beautiful and young, and it was like the only thing, my smile hides my deceit and, how I truly feel about this. So, like, say this is the king, and she's making him feel like, all this abundance, love, and stuff, but she's bored out of her mind. She don't even like being there, but she does like the power. And with this fish here, she probably got pregnant. And getting pregnant is what seals the deal, especially if it's a male. Back in those days, a male heir definitely got you in a seat of protection. My toes a little itchy. So with the Harry Potter stuff here, we have the prophecy orb, Fluffy, Birdie Bots, every flavor beans, and then we have the diadem of Ravenclaw. Oh. Okay, another storyline. The diadem of Ravenclaw and the Deathly Hallows. Harry goes to meet what's her name? She was a ghost. He went to go talk to her, and he was talking about the diadem, and he's like, yeah, Tom Riddle. She's like, I met a boy. He was funny name. He too was asking for it. He's like, yeah, I know what he's like, I know who he is. And she's like, I know who he is too, and he defiled it with dark magic. So maybe somebody did something like along those lines. Maybe with this prophecy orb. Ooh, hold on. So a dark angel was working hard. Okay. Somebody could have been worshiping somebody of the dark side to be able to get what they want. We have Aztec, we got Roman, we got who does the harem stuff? It's not India, like Middle Eastern, something along those lines. Again, I'm getting medieval. Middle East, Roman, Aztec. Africa, African. I mean, like, I know it's water, but she's got dread. It looks like dreads, honestly. So maybe like also like say for example, with a harem of women, you have competition. That's a lot of competition, especially if you're trying to be at the top of the totem pole. You're going to go through all that woman. But at the end of the day, you did. You made it. It says here, like, four cups weariness, aversion, disgust, disappointment, unhappiness, bitter experience. And that's what I'm getting with this here. Like, this is not a good experience. Whatever life you had here, you didn't like it. You did not like this experience. I mean, it was a lesson because you were probably the person in power the first time around, and then this time around you got to visit how the other half feels. You know what I mean? You got to walk in the other person's shoes, type of thing. So that's what it looks like. So it looks like you used to be the male in power in one life, and then you came back as the woman, and you had to deal with all the bullshit. All the bullshit that you gave the women in the first realm, in the first go. You didn't like it. I mean, you made it work. You made it work for yourself, though. You thought more of the analytical process of it, not the emotional end. But at the end, you did get pregnant. You sealed your deal. You know what I mean? Because over here it says an experienced, successful leader, character and intelligence, business acumen, mathematical ability, and that's where I'm getting that whole what you call analytical part. Loyal friend, reliable marriage partner, wise investments. So you looked at this, yeah, you looked at all of this as a wise investment. You're just like, you know what? As much as I don't like this, there's nothing I can do about it unless I kill myself, but we're not going to go there. This is more like I'm just going to make the best of what I got. I'm going to do the best of what I got, and I'm going to put myself in a position where I'm going to be looked after. And that's basically what happened here. Then over here, so definitely somewhere sunny. We have south, summer, and then like it's crazy because like we have the south obviously with the sun, and then summer again with the sun. Somebody could have been Egyptian in an Egyptian bloodline. We also got the White House, and that was the sun right there too. So it's all cornered up together to look like all sunny, all sunshine. All sunshine, rainbows, and daisies. Everything's fine. So we got somebody who is working. I'm trying to think of. I got a new attitude. What is that song? Hold on a second. 1 second. Let me look up that song. 1 second. Bruh. I'm freaking flabbergasted right now. Check out. Okay, so you know how I was out there and I said that you were most likely somebody who was in a higher power before, and now you're in this lesson, like and you know about it too. You're prophetic, right? You knew about this. Check this shit out, and I started thinking about that song. I got a new attitude. I started listening to it, like the actual music video, and then I was like, oh my god! So now I got to read the lyrics to you. Running hot, running cold, I was running into overload. It was extreme. I took it so high, so low there was nowhere to go. Like a bad dream. Somehow, the wires uncrossed, the tables were turned, never knew I had such a lesson to learn. Bro. I'm feeling good from my head to my shoes. Like I said, like it doesn't matter. Like I'm just gonna take it for what it is and just do what I got. And now it's like now where I know where I'm going and I know what to do. I tidied up my point of view. I got a new attitude. I'm in control. My worries are few because I've got love like I never knew. I got a new attitude. I'm wearing a new dress, new hat, brand new ideas. As a matter of fact, I've changed for good. Must have been a cool night, new moon, slight change, or that look in your eyes, but I feel like I should say yes. I got a new attitude. That's crazy. How that literally lined up for what I was just saying with this thing. So, but at the end of the day, you learned your lesson. Slow and steady. So this one, nurture, comfort, capacity, dark angel. So, I mean, you were in your dark angel, but you made it work for you. You did. You definitely made it work for you. Okay, so down here, we have God's throne. And then we have cherubim. So, cherubim. That's so crazy how that. I just be channeling songs. That's so crazy. I gotta listen to that whole song just so I can get it out of my head. Alright, so we got keepers of the divine knowledge and the records of God. They guard the way to the tree of life and represent the ultimate wisdom of the Creator. Okay. So even though you stepped into your dark angel, right? Your dark angel side, your dark side. You had to step into your shadow side. Not just your dark side, but your shadow side. You had to step into that, understand it, and you made it work for you. It took time, slow and steady. You've probably fumbled a few times. That's probably where this wariness, aversion, disgust, disappointment, unhappiness, bitter experience. There could have been a couple times where you're just like, what the hell? But you were able to balance it out. And you were able to move up because we got God's throne here. That's more of like a chair. That's like another chariot card. And they guard the way to the tree of life and represent the ultimate wisdom of the Creator. So this right here, this is giving me like you're up, you're level up. You leveled up. You started from the bottom, like literally, and you made your way to the top. Granted, you had to get into your dark side. You know, what was it? It's like one of the Medea movies, and she's in this this house that's house party or whatever, and the song Rack City comes on, and she's like, I got to get out of here, my hoe's coming out. Like you had to tap into your hoe side to make this work for you, and you did. You passed the test. Whatever this was, you passed the test. You had to step into your shadow side, understand it, and you made it work for you. You got the crown. You probably had like oh man, you could have been a prostitute in a former life too. Cause look, with the birdie bots, every flavor beans, I'm getting more of a thoughts like maybe somebody had to start off as a prostitute, like different Johns, different flavor birdie bots, every flavor beans. You probably had tried every flavor there was out there until you finally got your crown. But with the prophecy here, it's like you probably were with the high priestess too. You could have been a high priestess and you knew about this. Like you being when you are normally in that of the dark, shadowy side realm of yourself, you tend to find the occult. You tend to be drawn more to the occult. Okay, those who are always in the light, they don't really are interested in the occult or understand or try to understand it, which is fine. There's no shame, there's no judgment, there's no nothing on either side. Okay? But everybody has a lesson to be learned. That could have been their lesson that they had to learn. So now you're in your own lesson. Like, it is what it is. So now you're in your emperor energy, your high priestess. Pisces is also is the 12th house of spirituality with secrets, like you know about this. Like you knew and you used it to your advantage. You're like, all right, but I'll do what I have to do in order to get what I have to get ahead, you know. But I'm not seeing it in a sense of you doing somebody so dirty that it causes you more karma. Because that's probably what this was. It's like, let's see you do this without causing you more karma. That's probably what this was. And you passed. You passed the damn test. Okay. So let's get into your messages. We got Virgo, Thief. Remember I was saying talking about something about Robin Hood energy again. You got to step into your dark side, right? You rob from the rich. You stole from the rich to give to the poor. Okay, that could have been something along those lines as well. Like you may have been doing bad, but you're doing the bad for all the right reasons, if that makes sense. So you found loopholes, sneaky bastard. And you got a sixth house. What did I say? Harem. What did I say? Harem. Prince. You could have been a prince in a former life, king, whatever. Europe. I was getting Robin Hood is from the European times. Ninth house. Brother. Karmic feminine, karmic masculine. Like I said, you had to step into that in order to get ahead, to make it work for you and to break the cycle. So a lot of people are saying, like, what do you mean break the cycle? They had to be karmic. I'm like, yeah, but they had to understand that shadowy aspect of themselves. Again, they might have been robbing people. They were robbing the rich. The rich was already robbing from the poor. So the robbing went back in there, took back what they were taking, and then gave it back to the poor. So it's like I said, it's the balance. It's the balancing out. It's the, you know, maybe your energy balances out karmic justice. We got Chamberlain. Somebody could have been a Chamberlain in another life. Somebody could have been a celebrity in another life. Celebrity doesn't necessarily mean like Hollywood celebrity. The celebrity could be somebody who is well known. Again, Robin Hood. Could have been something like that. We got jealousy and envy. If you're in a harem, like I said, like there's a lot of competition. There's a lot of jealousy, a lot of envy, a lot, yeah. Bounty hunter. Oh, that could have been something else too. Maybe that's what that is too. That could have been that as well. You could have been a bounty hunter in that. IJKL, Gemini. We got Pluto, subconscious forces ruling all that is below the surface, god of death and rebirth, Scorpio. Fourth house, Ian Brady and Myra Hindley. I'm not getting this in the sense that, like, what I'm feeling is not you, okay? Because I'm trying to look at this as kind of, because back in the day, because this is about to fall on harem. Back in those medieval days, 12 was old enough to marry. I think the youngest person that was married, but they weren't allowed to, like, consummate until later on in life. But I think the youngest one that was married was like 6 or 7, maybe younger than that. But that could have been the situation over here with the harem. Desert. Remember when I was sitting there saying something about a lot of sun? There's something about a lot of sun. And we got desert. Get, buff, and rip. Somebody could have been like that. Somebody could have been, oh, tragedy ensued. Again, that tragedy could, I mean, it could have been in anything, but like you could have lived a life where a tragedy was ensued. You know what I mean? It could have been anything. But the tragedy was that you were once a man who sat on a throne of power, and now you are a woman. I'm not saying that women is bad, but back in those times, women, especially around like 1960. 1960 is when a woman was able to actually have her own bank account. 1980s is when women were able to have their own business in their name. Okay? I don't know the exact year, but I know it's the 1980s and the 1960s, okay? But what I'm saying is, like, back in these times, like BC area and any time before the 60s, and that depends on where you're at, because the Middle East, women still don't have rights, I don't think, in the Middle East. Or in some areas, anyway. But that's what I'm saying. It's just like, I'm not saying being a woman is bad, but according to society, it is. So from you to go from this confirmation, but from you going from this powerful man to this was like, wow, I had to learn one hell of a lesson, and boy, did I learn it. I understand it. I have more respect for you ladies now. I get it. I'm not going to do that again. And again, like I said, you had to tap into that karmic, feminine, masculine, whatever it was, and, you know, fix it. Oh, somebody could have been a well endowed man or woman. Somebody could have been a Viscount. Again, with the harem, we have the Qin dynasty, unified China, standardized writing, currency, weights, early iterations of the Great Wall. And then we had experiments, human, animal, inanimate object, and chemical. And then we have truck. Somebody could have been a truck driver in a former life. Truck. There is, hold on a second, truck. I know what a truck is, guys. I'm just, bear with me here. Somebody could have worked on vehicles, transport freight, carry specialized payloads, or perform utility. Sorry, utility, not utility, but utility. Or maybe they did, or maybe you did, like you truck a bunch of stuff, like you're carrying a bunch of stuff, like you could have been somebody, like you could have been a caddy. Caddy carrier, you never know. You could have been when I said artillery, you could have been somebody who transported artillery. Or with the trafficking, you could have been a woman who was trafficked. Like you came back as a woman who went through the trafficking process, you know, with the trucking and everything. And the human experiment. Mm-hmm. Okay. That was the reason why I was looking up truck. I was just like, no, something more about the truck. Okay. Is there anything else that I need to go over when it comes to the messages and or cards? Did I get everything out? Yes. All right. Well, that's all I got for you guys tonight. I hope you enjoyed. Like, share, and subscribe. And again, if you picked pile 5 and another pile, I'll see you on another pile. If not, I'll see you on the next one, all right? Love y'all. Bye.